Welcome back. The Minister of Interior, Abdurrahman Dambazao, has restated the federal government's commitment to evolving necessary political will to encourage and support goods and services made in Nigeria. The minister said this as he took a facility tour of Valcke Prime Atlantic Training Center. It is an indigenous training center which specializes in human capital development, safety, firefighting, and emergency response.
The Valcke Prime Atlantic Training Center, located in a serene environment in Ikpara, Rema North Local Government Area of Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. The center provides safety, emergency response training and consultancy for oil and gas, maritime, aviation industries, including the public sector. The training center is equipped with state-of-the-art and cutting-edge technologies for firefighting, onshore and offshore workers and emergencies.
It's taken some years to get to the stage that we're at the moment, but we have international accreditation and a portfolio of courses that we can deliver from in-country in Nigeria to other West African.
The Minister of Interior, Abdurrahman Dambazao, has come to see for himself what the training center has to offer. A helicopter underwater escape simulation was conducted, controlled and uncontrolled ditching, as well as crisis management. This done, the train moves to the modern technologies in firefighting, where the ruggedness of the equipment were put to test. The minister is impressed with what he's seen so far.
We have such facilities here, then we don't need to send our personnel outside this country. The advantages are we save costs. Also, we contribute towards providing employment to Nigerians. And also, we build capacity faster and more efficiently.
What we've been able to achieve in the last few years is to ensure that we maintain international standards in our training. And we see in the future that there are major gaps that we can still fill within the training space, within the oil and gas industry, within the construction industry in Nigeria, which is why currently right now we're building a scaffolding training center right behind us here.
Established in 2008, Valcke Prime Atlantic Training Center has recorded many feats. First, to be certified in the delivery of offshore emergency response, training, and first in sub-Saharan Africa in the delivery of management of major emergency initial response training.
Let's join Ayotunde Balogun now with sports news.
The Nigeria Professional Football League champions Enyimba of Aba have begun their continental campaign on a losing note against their Ugandan opponents in Kampala. The NPFL champions were this evening defeated by Vipers SC by a lone goal in the first leg of the preliminary round of the CAF Champions League. Substitute William Wadri scored in the 73rd minute to give the Ugandan side a slim advantage heading to the return leg in Aba in a fortnight. Enyimba must avoid a draw or a defeat in Aba to stand any chance of advancing to the group phase of the competition. Arsene Wenger has been speaking on the ticket pricing debate in the English Premier League. Liverpool owners on Thursday this week scrapped a controversial £77 ticket fee and froze the majority of amended prices for next season after last weekend's protest by supporters at Anfield.
On the same level ground when the foreign clubs, for example, Bayern Munich paid €1 for their ground. We paid £128 million for our ground. So in France, they pay nothing at all for their stadium. They pay nothing for the maintenance. We pay absolutely every single thing ourselves. So we have to generate as well more revenues. It's true that we get maybe more television income, but that's down to the audience, to the success. And you know as well that the pressure on the market will be to pay the players at a higher price and that our expenses will come up straight away to increase the wages.
Former FIFA Secretary General Jerome Valcke has been banned from all football-related activity for 12 years. FIFA had in January fired Valcke amid alleged corruption involving World Cup ticket sales. Mr. Valcke was accused of deliberately trying to obstruct the ongoing proceedings against him by attempting to delete or even deleting several files. FIFA's ethics judges have already opened formal proceedings against Mr. Valcke, who had already been suspended by the soccer body's ethics watchdog. A FIFA presidential candidate Prince Ali bin al-Hussein is not ruling out reviewing votes for the 2018 and 2022 World Cups if elected as president. Switzerland's Attorney General has already launched a criminal investigation into the decision to award the hosting rights to Russia and Qatar, respectively. And that's a wrap on sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Well, away from sports news, Syria's President Bashar al-Assad has spoken in a rare interview, promising to retake his whole country. It's the first he's given in a long time, and comes just as world powers agree to push a ceasefire in a week, and as the UN expects to send aid to besieged areas within the next 24 hours. The president has promised to continue to fight terrorism during any international peace process. Also, the European Union inches closer to its 2-month deadline to contain the migrant crisis. The organization has given Greece 3 months to fix its border controls. Cynthia Are has more.
Well, thank you. This ultimatum comes 2 weeks after a draft report found that Greece had neglected its obligations to control the external frontier of the border-free zone. Some EU states have reimposed border controls on a temporary basis. More than 850,000 migrants and refugees arrived in Greece last year. Then the South African government is asking the Supreme Court of Appeal to overturn an earlier ruling against it over its failure to arrest the Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir. You will recall that President Bashir attended an African Union summit in South Africa last year, but was allowed to leave even though he was being sought by the International Criminal Court for crimes allegedly committed in Darfur. Finally, 4 of the 9 people allegedly involved in the shooting down of a helicopter in Tanzania and killing British pilot Roger Gower have pleaded guilty to the illegal possession of 2 rifles and ammunition. The 4 who pleaded guilty are Shijamjika Doto Pangali, Moses Mandago, and Njile Gunga, and they've been sentenced to 15 years each. The case concerning the murder of Mr. Gower will be heard by a higher court. That's the foreign news wrap-up. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Thanks, Cynthia. In entertainment news, a street hawker who photobombed a T.Y. Bello's celebrity shoot, Jumoke, cannot believe how fast her life has changed. More on this from Mayowa Ogundele.
Many thanks. Here are your trending entertainment stories. The fairy tale story of bread seller turned model Olajumoke continues as she was today presented to the press. The 27-year-old, whose fortunes changed when she photobombed a T.Y. Bello shoot for rapper Tiny Temper, is still struggling to come to terms with that grass-to-grace story. Ace comedian Julius Argo has revealed that many of his celebrity friends and associates that he called out in a media rant last year have privately expressed displeasure with his media outbursts. The comedian, who described his recent brain surgery as a close encounter with death, said he was compelled to call out his celebrity friends at the time because he was angry that the people he had helped refused to give him credit.
Some of them were angry that I mentioned their names. But in any case, if I lied, it's only natural that if you lie against someone, the person will come out with his own report. A lot of people were angry that I pricked their ego because they are big boys now. Big boys that cannot at least tell their story, where they started from. I'm just saying I do not burn bridges, but it's important for people to look back and know where you're coming from.
More artists have released love-themed songs ahead of the Valentine weekend, including erstwhile Triple MG First Lady Emma Naira, with the remix of the song For My Matter featuring Pato Rankin. Upcoming songstress Niniola, who released a video for a song Akara Oyibo, and Jam Question Kuruna Simi, who released Love Don't Care, a song produced by Oscar.
Love don't care who you be, where you did from. Love don't care at all.
And those are the stories. Many thanks for watching. Let's head back to the main news.
And our main news again, the Nigerian Air Force today said it is aware of the possible location of the Chibok girls. The Director Air Force Public Relations Group Captain Ayodele Famuyiwa, in an exclusive interview with Channels Television, said they're holding back from hitting the area to avoid hurting the girls. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Bani. Have a pleasant night rest.